nothing interesting about that, you may say, except that he did it, or does it sometimes, via the Isle of Wight. And it's a big feature in all the national press as well. Well, he now features again in an Air Miles TV advert, having his flight to Athens paid for by a Mr. Miles. I hope you've seen it. And he joins us on the phone now. There's no stopping you, is there, Dr. McCabe?
Good morning, Adam. Yes, well, it was nothing of my doing this time. It was pure chance, really. I think they just picked me out from the back of the queue.
So it wasn't staged then?
It was staged, absolutely. No, I was waiting at the back of the queue to collect my tickets, and I was asked to come to the side to some British Airways officials that were going to give me my ticket because it had already been paid for, and I was sort of totally confused. It was most off-putting because we have partners over in Athens, and they normally pay for my ticket, so I had assumed that they just got things in a bit of a muddle.
And so, but of course, the whole thing is about this Mr. Miles, because you've collected enough air miles.
I'm trying to sort of work out what they mean by free tickets, and then they point out this chap that's sitting on an airport buggy, and this chap comes sort of racing across to me and sort of, as you see on the commercial, I don't know whether you've seen it.
Yeah, I have, yeah, absolutely. But, I know what you look like now.
He just sort of tells me that he likes doing this sort of thing, and I'm sort of looking back at the British Airways staff trying to work out, if this chap is a nutter or something, and they keep on telling me that it's been paid for, and you see my reactions. Eventually I sort of say to them, well, look, can I give this money to one of our university student hardship charities? At which point, as I was starting to give him details, he then says, you've been framed, as it were.
Excellent story. Now, so unfortunately, the hardship fund never got any money.
Oh, it did.
Oh,
because you see, originally at that stage, I thought I was, just being, taken for a ride, and then the chap says, well, you've been such a good sport, we'll pay you for it anyway.
Oh, brilliant. So how much did they give you?
So they actually led me around the corner and gave me £170, in cash there and then.
So the hardship fund did get money?
So it did actually get the money in the end, and in fact I didn't have any money for my trip, so it was actually quite nice. I'd been intending to go to the bank, so I was able to just go and change it for my Greek drachmas there and then.
And then you paid your own money to the hardship fund?
And that's right. Right.
So it really was, it was staged in the sense that it was set up, but you had no clue at all what the dickens was going on? I
had no idea. My wife tells me she'd have run away, but it was done very cleverly, very, very cleverly, and I had no idea.
It's a bit spooky, though, isn't it, that in January that you get all this publicity about your commuting via the Isle of Wight. It was in the Telegraph, I think, wasn't it, as well as
that went in the Time and the Sun. Oh, it was in the Sun.
Yeah, and then Julian's programme obviously had it as well.
Yeah.
And then you happen to be haplessly at Heathrow or wherever it is, and you get Joed again.
Well, the extraordinary thing is that in January it was all to do with trains and ferries and an electric bicycle, and this time, of course, it was planes, a completely different means of transport.
Yeah, all you need now is the automobile, and then you'll have the full set.
Yeah. So,
now, can I ask you a question? Do you actually collect air miles?
Well, not yet. I don't. It would be very handy because we're actually off on our holidays, flying off to the Canaries on Thursday. It would be rather nice to have some, but no, I think we're paying for ourselves this time.
Oh, well, that's brilliant. It was a lovely story. And have you ever sort of, obviously you'll have seen it, but have you ever just been, I don't know, watching Coronation Street or something, and suddenly it comes on, you say, oh, there I am again?
Well, they've actually sent me a complete list of the sort of times it's running over this weekend.
On Meridian?
So they sent me a video with all the commercials.
Yeah.
And I've got, because there's a complete list. It's on Channel 4, 5, all the local Meridian satellites.
Right, listen, before you go any further, we're all dying to see it in case we haven't, so can you give us a couple of slots?
I can give you if you watch Meridian, let's see, 12:45, 2:55, 5:57 today, you'll see, I'm not actually sure, there's several variants on it, but...
So hang on, let's get this right. So today, 12:45, lunchtime.
12:45, 2:55, 5:57 on Meridian. You can catch it today.
And you'll see you.
On one of those, I can't guarantee.
Right, looking completely bamboozled.
Yes. I
Excellent.
don't think people are going to sit in all day to watch all three just to make sure they catch me.
Oh,
but,
well, hang on a minute. I'm not sure. I think everyone will. Well, look, Dr. McCabe, thanks very much indeed for joining us again. And you'll have to come up with something a bit better for your third one now.
I'm working on it. I'm working on something for the summer, but I'll let you know about that.
Well, keep in touch, won't you?
Okay.
Excellent. Are you still doing the Isle of Wight commute, by the way?
Absolutely. No, I was a bit blown off. It was a bit blustery yesterday, but I did it most days this week.
Good man. Thanks very much for joining us.
Okay.
Dr. Michael McCabe, star of, well, national press, Julian's programme, and now a TV commercial. There's no stopping the man.